WPRI-TV 12, Providence.
WNAC, Fox 64, Providence, New Bedford.
See Best, CBS on Channel 12. And now, the 11th hour news with Bob Wallace.
Good evening. Former Republican presidential candidate Barry Goldwater told an audience of Albuquerque, New Mexico Republicans tonight that the Democratic Party has become captive of the radical left. He took strong issue with Senator Robert Kennedy's statement that he, Kennedy, would give blood to the North Vietnamese with government concurrence and Red Cross supervision.
This is WPRI, Channel 12, Providence. From southeastern New England, this is your complete news program, News Center 12, midday.
Students at Providence College are fighting for better security around their campus.
And senior citizens in Cranston step out to stay fit. But first, it's Election Day today in Providence. People are going to the polls to elect a new state representative to District 14 in Providence.
Channel 12 is right at home with you.
Huge tariffs on some Japanese products mean higher prices for consumers.
And all the Marines at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow will be on their way home soon. Good evening. Our top story tonight, Rhode Island has earned the distinction for having the lowest highway fatality rate for men.
That's according to a report released today by Metropolitan Life Insurance. Channel 12's Chris Luke joins us now with details. Chris?
Channel 12 is right at home with you.
A Jewish protest against anti-Semitism gets out of hand on Providence's east side. And the parents of a Texas girl who was trapped in a well received well wishes from around the country. Good evening, I'm Deborah Horn.
This is Channel 12, your 24-hour news station. WPRI Television presents Walter Cryan, Karen Adams, John Flanders, and Barry Diamond. This is Channel 12 Eyewitness News.
It's
live from Southern New England's #1 news source, Walter Cryan, Karen Adams, John Flanders, and Barry Diamond. This is Channel 12 Eyewitness News.
A homeless man is charged with sailing away in this $250,000 yacht.
And 30,000 of you recognize this man as your mayor. Tonight, he's the third local mayor to face criminal charges. Good evening, I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Walter Cryan. He served as mayor of North Providence.
Live from Southern New England's #1 news source, Walter Cryan, Karen Adams, John Flanders, and Tony Potts. This is Channel 12 Eyewitness News.
The attack was vicious. And I really thought that they were going to kill me. I thought it would be a murder.
A local woman relives a tragedy.
A brutal rape that has robbed her of her self-respect and now her eyesight. Good evening, I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Walter Cryan. And
You're watching Channel 12 Eyewitness News, Southern New England's news station.
he was shot in the line of duty. Today, a Rhode Island state trooper testifies against the man accused of pulling the trigger.
Is the water coming from your faucet safe to drink? We'll tell you what you can do to keep it contamination-free.
And an Alzheimer's alert. Take a test doctors say can help fend off the debilitating disease.
Channel 12 Eyewitness News begins right now.
Good evening, I'm Walter Cryan.
And I'm Karen Adams. He's accused of shooting a Rhode Island state trooper today. A jury heard Edward Humphrey's confession for the first time.
This is 12 on 12. 12 minutes of commercial-free news, weather, and sports.
Rhode Island State Trooper John Lamont takes the stand to point the finger at the man accused of gunning him down.
Jurors get a glimpse inside the white Bronco during testimony at the O.J. Simpson murder trial.
This Narragansett man is getting ready for a lifelong dream to come true. He's just hours away from an incredible family reunion.
12 on 12 begins right now.
Good evening, I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Walter Cryan. Two highly charged trials top our news tonight.
You're watching Channel 12 Eyewitness News, Southern New England's news station.
The search continues tonight for survivors after a TWA jet crashes in the waters off Long Island. Live team coverage is just ahead.
We're flying over the scene of the crash of TWA Flight 800. We'll have the latest info on this investigation coming up.
And we now know there were Southern New Englanders on board the ill-fated flight. We'll tell you who they were and how their families are coping with the tragedy.
Channel 12 Eyewitness News begins right now.
Good evening, I'm Walter Cryan.
And I'm Karen Adams. 4 Southern New Englanders are feared dead, and among the victims in the crash of TWA Flight 800, the 747 jumbo jet exploded and crashed into the Atlantic south of Long Island. Next on 12 on 12, the Ocean State is the home of the ultimate survivor. From the parties across Rhode Island all the way to Hollywood, we have the big night covered as Richard Hatch takes home $1 million. 12 News live team coverage of the Survivor finale starts now.
Now, 12 minutes of non-stop news, weather, and sports. This is 12 on 12.
I'm a survivor, and I'll be the winning survivor. Once you pick me, of course.
He said he would win on this audition tape months ago, and tonight Richard Hatch became the sole survivor. One of television's best-kept secrets is finally out. Rhode Island's own castaway is $1 million richer.
And Middletown is celebrating.
Now, live from WPRI-12. This is Eyewitness News, Night Beat.
You are looking at live pictures of Ground Zero in New York, nearing 6 months now after the most tragic terrorist attack on American soil. Good evening, everyone. I'm Danielle North. The CBS Network special Remembering September 11th brought back images that touched the lives of millions around the world. In addition, it poses the question, after 6 months, how has America coped in light of the terror?
Live from Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News First on Fox Providence. Coverage you can count on. Live from Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a deadly motorcycle crash in Fall River. We're gathering details live from the scene.
Live from WPRI-12. This is Eyewitness News this morning. Coverage you can count on.
An elderly woman reportedly carried to safety from a burning home. The breaking overnight details just ahead.
Live from Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News this morning. Coverage you can count on.
Flames tear through a Fall River home overnight. We have the very latest information. Plus, the investigation continues into a Warwick home linked to a suspected terrorist. Now we're learning more about the person who lived in that home. Good morning. It is Friday, June 5th. I'm Patrick Little. Danielle is off today and looking like she picked a nice day to take off.
Live from WPRI-12 and WPRI.com. This is Eyewitness News at noon. Coverage you can count on.
State police remain stationed outside a home in Warwick in connection to a terror investigation as the man at the center of it all is laid to rest in Massachusetts.
Live from Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News at 6:30. Coverage you can count on.
Eyewitness News is tracking the big stories for you tonight at 6:30. A terror investigation. A family attorney for the suspect shot and killed in Boston Tuesday addresses the public as the family prepares to view surveillance video of the incident.
Now, live on WPRI-12 and on WPRI.com. This is Eyewitness News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
New details tonight on a pipe bomb explosion. We've learned police have executed a search warrant.
And a somber anniversary for the parents of Sandy Hook victims. Tonight, one of them continues to search for answers, and we'll hear from him coming up.
Now, live on WPRI-12 and on WPRI.com. This is Eyewitness News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
A teenager is sentenced for the brutal killing of his friend and classmate. New tonight, the victim's mother addresses her son's killer in court.
Taxes are going up for some homeowners in Providence as part of the new budget just signed by the city's mayor.
Now, live on WPRI-12 and on WPRI.com. This is Eyewitness News at noon. Coverage you can count on.
Big events and gatherings being discouraged in a big way. We are talking to local organizers ahead of St. Patrick's Day parades. Stocks rallying early this morning, the latest from Wall Street today. And with a wide field down to 2 candidates now, Democrats in 6 states casting ballots, Biden or Bernie. First, though, this noontime, the latest on coronavirus concerns here in southern New England. The stock market was rallying compared to yesterday. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Now, live on Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
I'm meteorologist Pete Mangione, and we are tracking Tropical Storm Faye. How much rain will we get? When does it arrive? I'll have the details coming up.
Now, live on Fox Providence. This is Eyewitness News this morning. Coverage you can count on.
We have unruly people here.
The town council on Block Island taking drastic measures, suspending outdoor entertainment licenses as they try to get crowds under control during this pandemic.
And a day after pushing back the start of school, the governor will be speaking to Dr. Anthony Fauci about safely getting children back to class. We'll bring you that story. And good morning. It is 7 a.m. Thursday, August the 13th. I'm Danielle North.
I'm Brandon Truitt in for Patrick today. Looking pretty good outside here.
Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now this morning on Fox Providence.
We know our work is not done. Tomorrow and for the next 8 weeks, we have to hit the streets.
Senator Ed Markey forging ahead after doing something that's never been done before, beating a Kennedy in a race for Congress.
Plus, local school leaders weighing their options as the governor gives most districts the green light for in-person classes this fall. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Walsh in for Danielle North. It's Wednesday, September 2nd.
Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now at 11.
One of Rhode Island's largest cities announces its back-to-school plan. Cranston going in with a phased-in approach. What parents and students need to know.
Plus, the local town is shutting down its main street to bring people together while also combating the spread of COVID-19. We'll explain.
And we're tracking a dense fog advisory for parts of our area. I'll let you know when the showers will come to an end. Your forecast coming up.
Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now this morning.
Rhode Island getting ready to ramp up COVID vaccine rollout with registration opening up for those 65 and older tomorrow. We look ahead to what you need to know. Plus,
I don't have words to describe how awesome you people are. And how supportive you've been for me.
we hear from AJ Quetta, the Bishop Feehan hockey player who suffered a spinal cord injury in a game, how he encouraged teammates as they played a game in his honor last night. Good morning. Thanks for joining us this Sunday, February 21st. I'm Kate Walsh alongside Pete Mangione, and guess what? The snow has stopped.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. We went sledding yesterday. So fun.
Now, coverage you can count on. This is 12 News Now at 11.
And we're still tracking showers and storms off to the west. They're now beginning to move into the northwest part of the state. We'll have your full 7-day forecast coming up and also the more details on these storms.
Plus, water rescue. 5 swimmers pulled from the waters off Charlestown during the height of today's storm.
Right now, we're tracking some breaking news out of Providence. Smoke and flames roaring through this apartment building right here you're looking at on Armington Avenue. Fire crews with their ladders extended over the building.
The scene is still active with at least 1 person being rescued. 12 News reporter Rob Nesbitt takes us live to the scene in just a moment.
Right now.
Have a safe and happy holiday from all of us here at CBS 12.
We're with you on Channel 12 with you. We're with you. We're with you on Channel 12.
WPRI-TV, Channel 12 in Providence, Rhode Island, now concludes its broadcast day. WPRI-TV, with studios and offices located at 25 Catamore Boulevard in East Providence, is owned and operated by Knight Ridder Broadcasting Incorporated, with corporate offices in Miami, Florida. The staff and management of Channel 12 invite you to join us tomorrow for the best in entertainment, information, and news programming.
We're with you on Channel 12 with you. We're with you on Channel 12. We're with you on Channel 12.
You're watching WNAC Fox 64, Providence.